Yeah, this is my M5. We'll talk about that maybe later on in the video because I do want to get that done in time for my car show. So we're currently at VRS in Northampton. We've done a part 1 video of building the M3 touring engine. Today is part 2 of that series. If you didn't see part 1, go and check that out. The plan for today's video, if all goes to plan, is get the remainder of the engine built and then hopefully get it in the actual car. But Will's here. That's his temporary office, by the way. We're going to talk about that as well in this video. But yeah, that's the plan. Let's get on it. Cool, so Will, we thought we'd start the video at the front of the building.
Yep.
And then work our way through to the engine building room.
The reason we're starting at the front as well, because the reception area is...
It's completely changed, isn't it?
So
I come here today, I know this is something you've been wanting to do for a long time, and it's finally happening.
We built the bottom end of the engine in reception area.
Of course we did, so part 1, yeah, was all in here.
The reason was that because the heater was broken, and the engine room was like -2, something like that, and I just can't function in that. Especially building an engine, you need to be sort of on it, basically.
Yeah,
hashtag on it.
Hashtag on it.
Can I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
going to charge you for that.
So we just basically, the office was in there, that's going to be the waiting area now.
Yeah.
It's just somewhere nice and comfortable for people to sit where the door's not blowing open, they're getting cold, or they can go straight to the toilet without having to ask. You know, just
wicked.
Basic stuff that was not right from when we moved in. So
yeah,
but we're rectifying that now. So there's going to be a counter across there, and all these bits are going on the wall, and the toilet will look like a nice one, not a train spotting one anymore.
Very, very cool.
And then, so then obviously the M5's on the
road. The M5. You guys and Darkside absolutely busted a gut last year to get this ready for CCD, the event 2023.
And then it was smoking on tick over.
The day before or something, wasn't it? So
as I think when you picked it up from Darkside, you drove down, you were like, Will, it's smoking.
Yeah.
So then obviously we realised that, you know, the carbon sat, this, that and the other. The stem seals of this particular engine, they go hard and they drag oil down the side of the valve when they're ticking over, and then they tend to oil the plug up. Number 2 on this one was particularly bad. So I looked into it. I then found just this random YouTube video of a guy who does a lot of these stem seal things, and he doesn't fix them, he just puts a treatment in. So what we've done is bought this treatment, which supposedly will soften the stem seal up and make it seal again. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it needs the bits doing.
It's a lovely car, isn't it? It's such a nice...
So we put it back on that plate just until all the tax and logbook, you know, all the usual stuff.
Yeah, so today's all about getting cars ready for CCD the event 2024. So we're going to have the M5...
Father's Day.
For Father's Day. It is Father's Day. It's about celebrating fathers of the world and petrol heads of the world as well. So it'll be a good day out. It's in Northampton as well. Wilton Mill go-kart circuit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can I blast around the circuit in something?
Yeah, you can.
Take the polo?
Yeah, you can take the polo. Could do that. I don't know if they'll, I don't know, but yeah. There'll be, I think we've got go-karts on the track though on the day. So that'd be quite
kind
cool.
of a go-kart with a roof, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. So the M5 will be done, ready to go on show at the event, yeah? So here we've got the engine.
This is where we left it.
Yeah.
What we're going to do now is put the chains and the guides on, basically. Then we're going to fit the front cover, fit the head, and then we're running a Cometic gasket on this, which is a specific size for the squish, which I mentioned in the last video. On this engine, this has something called there's a squish, and then we're going to use ARP studs and nuts. So rather than a conventional head bolt, this stud screws into the block here.
Yep.
Because we're going to be running boost pressure rather than normally aspirated, we don't want it to lift the head.
Okay.
So we're using this to keep the head down.
Wow.
I'm not going to be running huge amounts of cylinder pressure in this car because it's a road car and it's just no point because it's just going to break everything on the car. Drive shaft, diff, gearbox, a whole lot. So
yeah.
You know, we're going to be more than double the original power, probably around on low boost.
Blimey.
We're using a 66 precision turbo. So that's what we've got currently for it. That's having the exhaust housing covered in the heat covering.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
I can show a shot on the screen anyway.
That's fine. So that's getting covered on there. We're getting everything done we can at the moment. All the little bits, it's like if we get that done, yes, the manifold needs to be made, but if we get that done and the wastegate's done, things like that ready, then there's only the manifold to do. That's just one job to do. Rather than me going to the guys and say, oh, there's 8 bits there that need doing. And he's like,
Yeah.
And you want
no, you want to do it in bits.
So it's just a bit
at a time.
That way.
Yeah,
if it's
I
already
get it.
pre-done, we can just bolt that stuff on. The only thing we haven't got, which I'm going to buy tomorrow because I forgot, is a set of engine mounts and gearbox mounts. Just something that's a little bit stronger so it doesn't move around so much, because obviously all the extra pipe work and exhaust, so we need something more planted, but not something that's going to vibrate like mad. So I kind of got a happy medium, but I'm going to use Hack Engineering for that. They're really good.
Wicked,
so
okay.
They actually did the Vanos unit for us, so but that's all been completely redone by those guys. So I think what we'll do now is we're going to change the guides, the cover, and then we'll fit the cylinder head, and then we'll talk about if I've got the bit still. Where is it? Basically, we've got to shim the cams. So these have a little shim that goes on the valve. I'll go through that on the next part of the video.
Okay.
Explain what we're going to do there.
Cool. So, Will, chains on, the covers on.
Heads on. I'm going to bolt the head down in a minute, but I just wanted to show you basically what we're doing here. So once the head's bolted down, I'll put the cams in, torque the cams down, and then you basically have these little shims.
Yeah.
So that's got a size, and then that little shim there goes in between that and that.
Okay.
And then your camshaft sits on the top and rides on that. When you build an E30 engine, you take those off, put different buckets and shims underneath, otherwise higher lift cams, they whip the shim off the top and destroy the engine. So whereas these, what you do when you're doing this, you have a little clip that goes on here that holds these in there in the side. It clips over the edge there and holds them in. So what you do, you take that clip off, and then you can slide that out from where it is, and then you can put this tool in there like that, and then take that shim out. That's what that tool's for.
So it's literally just a magnetic
tool for it, yeah. So, and then what you do is you measure. So what you do when the cam's in there, so if you can imagine the camshaft's in there and it's on top of that, that's the camshaft here.
Yeah, I think it's good to show everyone that, because it just gives them the basic.
Your base circle of the cam is here, which doesn't normally even touch on one of these, and then you've got your lift lobe. When you're on no cam, so when it's no lift, there's a gap between that and this. So it's a measured gap. So what you use is a feeler gauge, basically, and you would put that in between the camshaft. That has to be a certain distance.
Okay,
so
bloody hell.
That distance is different exhaust side to inlet side. The reason it's different is because the exhaust valve gets super hot, and then that will grow more than an inlet valve potentially. So if you run too small a gap on the exhaust side, so as it heats up, especially since we're going turbo, I've got my own setting for that. So if you run a too small a gap, then the valves will open, you lose compression. So your car, as hotter it gets, it'll just go dead because it'll have no compression until it cools down and it will come back. So you don't want anything like that happening. So you have to run a certain amount of clearance. You can see in the bottom of there, that gives you a size. So you've got all these different sizes. So for example, that's a 2.04. If I needed 10 more, then I could go to a 216 or a 212, depending on what I needed. But if I went to a 216, I can then rub the 216 down slightly to give me that perfect clearance that I want. Carrying on from that, we'll then carry on, rest of the head studs in. We use, obviously it has a washer, so it's got quite a big washer on it. And that goes in the bottom because it's got a bulbous mark on it. So it has a little hex in the top that you screw the head bolt in. And then you have obviously your washer, which goes on the head, then the nut, multi-point side nut, and then you torque these down to a certain pound speed. They're not a stretch bolt, so they are reusable, but hopefully we won't be taking the head off it again. So all we're doing is trying to make it so it's as good as possible within your budget. Because obviously, you know, it would, if we'd have gone dry some, this, that, crazy cams. These fingers from Schrick for £100 each. I'm currently on back order because we do E46 race engines. We're on back order, so that's 2,400 quid plus VAT. Just for them. Plus shipping. So. And
it's already a seriously expensive project. The whole car.
So, you know, what we've said is, you know, we've got some other new bits to go on it, but it's not necessary for us to. We don't need camshafts in this because it's got Rorty cams in it anyway because it's a high-powered normal aspirated engine. So there's no point putting bigger lift cams in because we're turbo in it, so we're forcing the air in anyway. So we've already got what would be a mega high lift cam for a turbo engine because it's already normally aspirated high powered. So the best way to build a high power engine is to take a really good normally aspirated engine, drop the compression and turbo it. Yeah, because it's already it's the maximum power it can be theoretically.
Yeah, of course.
So
Makes sense.
Without going up on compression. So
oh, that's interesting.
So that's one way of doing it. I'll tell you what I did find when I did it. This is your shaft from the throttle bodies, and it's absolutely shocking. I've ordered a new one, but yeah, I ordered it from BMW, so I'm hoping that's going to turn it. Then I can rebuild all the throttle bodies and put them in.
Wow.
Because I was like, this is stiff. And then I looked and I was like, it's just like completely rotten. So, which was good. So that was interesting the other day. But we've been doing lots of little bits and making it right. So
it's going to be an amazing car when it's done, isn't it?
It's going to be really nice, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. We've got a nice clutch. You know, I mean the gearbox. You can't buy bits for the box as far. You know, we've tried to get bits, but it's just nobody does. I'm sure somebody does race bits, but I don't want to race bits in a road car because they all wear.
I don't want that either.
It's going to be noisy and
I want it to be like a show car.
If it breaks the gearbox, we'll find a second-hand one and put another one in.
Yeah.
And then turn wherever it broke it, we'll just try and turn it down a bit. So
yeah.
Obviously, this, you know, theoretically, a bar of boost on this is going to achieve around about 650 horsepower with the turbo we've got.
Blimey. So
that's at a bar of boost. So hopefully we can run less than that, because otherwise that's your minimum. So we'll probably put. Normally a wastegate will come with a one bar spring. You can spec them differently, but I think what we'll do is we'll probably put like a 7 psi spring in there with the possibility to run a bar of boost or more. So, yeah, we can make it run more by adding boost into the top of the wastegate to hold it shut. So I think if we do that, then we should have a minimum of late fours, hopefully. So
cool.
We'll see, but there's going to be a minimum power. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the dyno's at when we get it all together. You tune it and get it all set up.
Let's do a big yeehaw run, see what it does.
Yeah, it would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Alvin, you have to get that truck again.
Don't say that.
The rear diff has left the chap.
Go. Oh, you broke it.
Is that the diff?
Oh
my days.
As long as everything goes to plan, I've got the time to do it. So
we've got a few weeks, haven't we?
I think 8 weeks or something, is it?
Yeah, at the point of filming this video. By the time
it's 1st of June?
I think it's the 16th of June.
Oh, I've got ages. Oh, I'll leave it for a couple of weeks.
1st of June, mate. 1st of June.
So yeah, that's fine. But you know, a couple of late nights if we have to. If we're busy in the shop, it doesn't. You know, I function better when I haven't got things on my mind. So I tend to, like, at night, I'll just do a few late nights. I'll just work on stuff, get it out of the way, get it done.
It's better. I know what you mean. We've got no one interfering or distracting.
It's like we were talking earlier, and you know, if you answered every single call that came in the front that wanted to speak to you, you'd just spend all day on the phone.
Never get nothing done.
You know, it kind of is similar like that here, but not to your extent. But
no, but you must get a lot of people, even from the channel, people come reaching out.
Yeah. And then great people give us a ring, you know.
Yeah.
So.
But it's difficult juggling everything, isn't it? And at night time, you can get on with stuff without being distracted, which is nice, isn't it?
It is. It's like, I'm gonna probably do the shims, you know, on Friday, like we said.
Yeah.
Whenever that is, and then I can just do that without anybody distracting me.
Yeah.
So
wicked.
But we'll see. But we'll be videoing it. So
wicked.
All right.
Yeah. Sounds all right. Wicked. Right, so we are back at VRS. It's a couple of days on now. This is the big glory moment because today, guys, we're fitting the engine to the Touring. So we've got it in the background over there. It's looking
built
wonderful.
ready, yeah.
But more importantly, we've got Kai here with his dodgy jumper on. But almost as important as Kai is the M3 Touring. We've got it in the background here as well. This is the first time I've seen this car probably since CCD Event 2023.
Yeah, mate. It went straight into storage.
It's been in storage ever since, isn't it?
So it came back out last Friday. And then we put it on the ramp Saturday and just prepped it, just cleaned some bits up, ready for the engine to go in. And now we're really ready to put the engine in and mock up for the exhaust manifold.
Okay, so that's the plan for today. So we're going to fit the engine today,
Yep.
and then going forward from there, we're going to be trying to...
Yeah, because what we want to do is get the engine in so that we can get the exhaust manifold's the hardest part because of the right-hand drive. Everything from America fits a left-hand drive car. Any of the manifolds you buy are going to hit the steering rod, so from the bottom of the column.
Because the steering was obviously on this side, on this car, isn't it?
Yeah, so the UJ in the bottom of the column basically comes down right in the way.
Yeah.
So it's going to be it's not going to be a little bit, it's going to be very difficult to do, but it's possible because people have done it. So we'll just make it so that it all fits in, and then we'll cover everything in sort of fire sleeve and all the oh God, I can't remember what it's called now.
Oh God, some kind of protection stuff.
Yeah, so we'll cover everything in like
stuff
heat
for cars.
protection. All the chassis legs are going to get heat protected as well, so nothing sets on fire basically.
Yeah,
Because
cool.
we don't want
That's
that.
wicked.
So the underneath of the car is currently all 330D, so it's as was. So we're going to change the subframe.
Yeah.
Put the M3 one in, and we're going to do a little bit of welding on it just to strengthen it, because obviously this car is going to be like double the power at least, more than.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure everything's really strong, so it's nothing's going to crack or flex or break. So we'll strengthen everything, powder coat it, all the arms will be replaced. Bill Steiner doing the coilover kit for us.
Wicked.
EBC doing front and rear brake kit.
Amazing.
We're going to use Super Pro for the bushes, they're going to help us out with that. So all the underneath of the car is going to get rubbed down, cleaned, and then we're going to Raptor it. So Raptor's like a under seal, and what I do, you can get it in a clear, and then you just use the base coat of the colour of the car, tint it with that, so the underneath of the car will basically be the colour of the car but matte, it won't be lacquered.
Yeah.
So, and then
That's
that'll
nice,
look
eh?
really nice and clean, so it'll all look like new.
Nice.
Everywhere we can, we'll replace clips and things, or we'll just clean it up. So most of it will clean up. Fuel tank will come off because that's diesel tank, so we're just going to swap it for a petrol tank. I'm not going to mess about trying to make that work. So
Fair play, that's cool you doing that.
I'm just going to do it because it's had diesel in it, and trying to clean it out, I won't be able to get everywhere to clean it out, so I'm just going to replace it with a petrol tank. So
Okay, wicked.
all the back end will come off, all the M3 back end will then go on. Anything.
Because this is all 330D stuff, isn't
It's
it?
all 330D, yeah. So the diff ratio will be different anyway. So, but we'll replace all that. Any bits of rust anywhere, we'll get rid of.
Yeah.
Treat it, paint it, and then it'll be Raptored basically. So all that will get done first. So
Nice.
the whole underneath the car will be basically it'll be bare.
Yeah.
And then we'll make it all nice, and then everything that's new can then go on, rather than putting it on under a dirty car. So
Yeah.
We'll
So
do all that.
it'll be fresh and new underneath, new suspension, new brakes.
massive place for an exhaust at the back, which is good.
Yeah.
And then we can have your standard looking exhaust on the rear end.
That's exactly what we want to
Which is
achieve.
what you want. So, and then that's it. So it'll be really nice underneath.
Yeah.
I'm quite, well, I'm not.
Mate,
quite
it's going to be amazing. What a lovely car as well. We can come back on the outside of it. It just looks so cool.
Everyone that sees it, they're like, is that a Touring? So all the front, this fan's coming off here. So this is all going to get removed. It's seized anyway. But that's all going to get removed. The chassis legs are going to get treated underneath, made nice. And then the intercooler will go in the front here. The radiator sits behind it in here.
Yeah.
So the radiator will go there. We've got a much bigger radiator to go in. Then we're going to put a fan on the back of the radiator.
Yeah.
So we get rid of the normal fan that runs off the engine. That'll be gone. And yeah, it'll all be really good.
Wicked. And now, so the big moment of today's video is obviously the big goal is getting the engine actually in the car,
Yeah, we're going to lift the engine. We've replaced the engine mounts, the old mounts. They were all falling to bits. I mean, there's no middle in that one. So,
Blimey.
but obviously a lot more power. You're going to replace them anyway. So
Yeah.
we've put these modified mounts in here. They'll be a lot harder, but they're not solid. A lot of people solid mount them, but that'll be awful for you to drive it. So I'm hoping that'll be enough.
Yeah.
Just to be able to drive it.
Nice, because I
Without
do.
being too rattly. But look, if they're too harsh, we'll have to change them. But the problem is you need some stability because the engine's going to try and twist a lot. So we need to make sure that it doesn't, because you can't have that happen. Has to be fairly solid mounted because exhaust manifold and downpipe and everything where it's going. Otherwise, if it turns too much, it's just going to break, crack the manifold, crack the. So it's got to have some stability in there. So we've got to be really careful. You know, there's a compromise. So we don't want it to vibrate like mad, but at the same time, it can't move.
It's got to be firm,
Yeah, so it's kind of, you know.
Because the aim of the game with this car, because of me, is because I want it looking as factory as possible, but with big power.
Yeah.
So that's, and I want it to drive as factory as possible as well.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
also with big power, because M3s, they're always felt a bit underpowered because they're naturally aspirated, I suppose.
They are, yeah. I mean, it's like the front wheels as well. You talked about putting the 19s on, but we're going to probably put rear wheels on the front.
Yeah, maybe rear wheels on the front because it's quite,
couple of sets,
it's quite a common setup.
So they fill the arches up nice.
Yeah,
don't they? So.
or maybe throw the 19s on because it'd be cool to see it with the 19s on, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
definitely, 100%.
So we'll
100%.
see, we'll see. So we'll be able to hear this engine running at the show for certain, won't we?
Well, that's the plan.
That's the plan.
So as long as everything goes to plan and everyone else does what they're meant to do, and you know, then yeah, there's no reason why not.
Wicked.
So at the end of the day, if the exhaust manifold's done and the turbo's on, the exhaust's done, the rest of it's easy.
Yeah, yeah,
it'll
of course.
run. You know, so there's no reason why it won't run.
Interior's looking lovely as well.
Interior's really nice.
And
yeah.
it's going to Dave as well to get a few more bits done.
He just wants the door. It needs the door front pillar trims, door cards and roof line, door cards, trimming and roof lining. So it's not a huge amount to do, but obviously, you know.
But we're going to try and get that done before the event as well.
It'd be nice to, yeah. But I mean, that's if it gets done after the event,
it don't matter. No, we just want to get as much done.
The main thing is getting the engine bay done now. So
yeah, cool.
Get that sorted out.
Right, should we get this engine in then?
Yes.
Front end's got to come off first, is it?
Yeah, we're going to put it in through the front, so we're just going to whip the front end off it. I don't want to lift it over the top and then damage anything, so I'd rather just put it in through the front.
Okay.
If it wasn't a brand new painted car and absolutely mint and the bonnet and everything else, you know, you could probably squeeze it in over the top, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to have a look at it now.
All right, wicked. Sorted. Let's get the engine in. This is wicked. It's so wicked seeing that under the bonnet as well. It's such an M3 sort of part, isn't it? I don't know what we're filming because we're just happy. Well, we're just happy, aren't we, Will? The engine is in the touring wheel.
This is the point that we really wanted to get to a long time ago, which I've obviously not done, but you know, we've been busy.
You've been very busy.
At the same time, you know, we still wanted to get it done because it's just stagnant and it's such a good car. It's just nice that now that's in there, you know, I can do so much stuff to it.
Mate, also it unlocks the next chapter of the journey, doesn't it? So now that this is in there, you've got the ECU, the exhaust.
Well, I can put the water pump on and I can put the thermostat housing in with there. We've got a 55-degree BMW Motorsport thermostat going in there that we run on the race cars, so we've got one of those. All the oil filter housings all been completely rebuilt, all the thermostat for the oil cooler, everything's been redone. Obviously engine mounts all been blasted. We've got a new earth lead. There's loads of things that you know that we've done that we've
also
time.
what I was going to say is it's nice how passionate you are about the car, because this was my idea initially, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We kind of talked about doing a mad project years ago, didn't we? And then I said, can we do an M3? And then I said the dream project would be an M3 Touring, and could we build one? You're like, well, yeah, of course we can, but it's a big drop. But you've took it personally as well, haven't you?
And you could really do one of these fairly quick, but you'd have to have an awful lot of money to take everybody's time up.
Yeah.
Body shop. You know what that was like. You know,
yeah.
We had one body shop, then Daz had it, and then did a great job. You know.
Yeah.
But then it was red, and then now it's grey.
Yeah.
It's been 2 colours this car. Well, it's 3 colours.
It's been 3
Silver,
colours.
red, and grey. So,
yeah.
You know, there's been an awful lot of work done, but now at least it's at a point where it's moving forward and upwards.
And it's looking like
all it's going to happen now is bits added.
Yeah, and it can just unfold at a good pace from now, can't it? It's here now. It's out of storage, and I always said out of sight, out of mind, and that's been the reality of the situation. But now that it's back under your nose, the engine's in, interior's in, you know, the body's done. It's just about now finalising these. I know it's still a long road ahead, but the worst is behind us now, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just like I say, it's just every little bit that we get, just bolt it on. You know, all the water pipes and stuff can all go on. The radiator can go in, and we can sort of mock everything up with the intercooler and obviously exhaust manifold, the inlet manifold as well.
Yeah.
That's good. The throttle bodies, I'm just cleaning all those, cleaning all the butterflies, making sure they're all mint. I've got a new bar for them. that last one, whatever they had, which is they all sit on that, and then that's what turns the throttle. So I showed you that in the engine.
Oh,
the
right, that bit, yeah.
This is your shaft. So
steering wheel's getting retrimmed. We're doing the roof lining in Alcantara. The wing mirrors I'm not happy with because they were like aftermarket, but we've ordered some from Belgium, I think, somewhere in Europe. So we're going to get some genuine M3
we've got
mirrors.
the original mirrors, and he makes the base to fit the original mirror on a touring base.
Exactly that.
So I think he's had them recast or whatever. So we'll be able to attach that and then get them painted. Well, Daz can paint them, and then they can just be fitted on, and it'll be the factory.
A bit more correct, yeah. So for those that are new or didn't know anything about this project, the idea of it was BMW made one of these, and it's at their sort of museum in Munich on display. Their car was silver grey, which is why we painted it silver grey in the end. It didn't have a sunroof, but I always wanted a sunroof, so we made sure we got a car with a sunroof. I wanted red leather. Their car's got black and white leather, but I've always liked grey with red leather. I always thought it's quite a nice contrast.
Really good.
So we've got the red leather interior, the 4 headrests as well. Still a lot to do, but it's now looking so much more complete.
Well, I mean, that's where we want it to be for ages, isn't it? So I'm
looking forward to getting it on display at the event, showing everyone. It's going to be cool, isn't it?
Well, like that, because I'm not going to do anything to it.
Well, yeah.
Joking.
Get it complete. Right, guys, so we're going to wrap it up and leave it as that. I'm going to be back with a video. So the next stage of the journey, Will, what's it going to be? What's going to be the next video on the touring?
I don't know, we're going to do more stuff to it now anyway, so there'll be more stuff. Next time you come down, maybe to pick the Range Rover up, because that's been dropped off.
Yeah.
So then we can do another little video on where we're at with this, whether it's here or at the fab shop, we'll see. But if it's here, then you can see what's been done, and we can move on from there. Yeah, wicked. All right, cool. Right. So yeah, just if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. There's going to be plenty more content coming on this. At the minute, it's all about prepping for the car show. So CCD The Event 2024 is on Father's Day. If you're around on that day, it's in Northampton. We're here in Northampton at the minute at Wilton Mill go-kart track. So we're getting this car ready, we're getting the Range Rover ready, we're getting the M5 ready. We're getting another project car that you lot don't know about yet. That I actually haven't even bought, but we've got another idea. Loads of cars getting ready for the event. I know a lot of you lot have already bought tickets, and you're also getting your cars show car ready for CCD The Event 2024. So I'll link that all in the description below. You got your mic on still, ain't you? I was outside, I was just talking.
Oh really? Yeah. So we've probably got a bit of Will's conversation in there as well, slagging me off out the front. But guys, hit like if you like this video, hit subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.